morning, chat. Sorry about that. My mic wasn't picking me up for some reason, but it should be working now. I realize that I am a touch late to this, but that's okay. We'll recover. It's fine. It's been a bit. Been a bit since we have seen this game. I actually meant to double back to the VOD and catch up on where we were, but I didn't do that. From what I recall, our lovely daughter, Maya, had been kidnapped by a man named Shelley, which somehow wasn't the stupidest part of his name. But, other than that, I can't think of what else really went down. So we'll just have to get back into the case and see what there is to see. I do hope some lovelies will join us for the stream itself, but in the event that that doesn't happen, we will persevere. I'm sure we will figure it all out together. I am a touch late. I do apologize for that, but I did make it. I just got out of the shower, so I'm still sort of waking up a little bit. I got myself some food, but I can't think of many other reasons to stall. So let's switch you over and get back into Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Case 4. Say that 5 times fast. You probably could, but you'd look foolish. And we know how popular of an insult that is in this game. I don't know, I tried to say something clever there and it didn't really work. Anywho, let's just play the game. Episode 4, Farewell My Turnabouts. Part 2-1, Trial. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way! That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. Mountain of evidence? I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Oh, hey, Maya. Oh, Mia. Fucking thank God you're here. Let's get a complete acquittal today. I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. Tim. This is Wright. Morning. Is it, Mr. Attorney? Day of the trial. Maya. She's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry. People don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! Kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer Dude, who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Ha! Yeah, this guy's, that's a Pinocchio joke. That was a lie. No Francisco. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Ungard. And the prosecution and defense ready. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Well, not guilty. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor? Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. You must tell me something. Please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. Oh no. Oh fuck. Did the kidnapper shoot Von Karma? Oh fuck. What? Shot? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. This present. Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Phew. Yeah. Thought he'd show up. Why is he in the witness stand? Your Honor. Due to the circumstances, Ms. Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally. The prosecution bench is over there. There it is. Miss Von Karma was shot on her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Ungard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Oh my god, she was shot in the same shoulder as her dad. Ah, that's funny. I find that amusing. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Witness your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Ready, Phoenix? This is going to be a very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. Answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Bare facts of the case. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. How did they determine that? After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and the defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. What happened? We know that for sure. I'm in his hotel room. Huh. I want details on that. These three bits are all vague sounding. How do they know it had nothing to do with the murder? What did they think was suspicious about the empty guitar case? And how did they determine he was definitely murdered? Like, it's kind of obvious, but if there are details he's going to reveal, I want to know those. The cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Corita was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now a real pro's attention will be drawn here, to this bandana. Bandana. Your Honor, did you, like, skip breakfast or something? Oh, his bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. How are you still a judge? I feel like there's like a certain level of mental faculty you need to still have. That just like age would override at some point. Then what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. Yeah, we have a crafty murderer on our hands here. That's how I know. Matt Ungard, just look at the guy. Matt Ungard's way too stupid to pull off a murder like that. Who's there?
It's me, Witchy.
Hi, Witchy.
Hey Jay, I hope I'm not too late.
No, you're fine. Francisca's been shot.
For death?
No, she's alive. She's just in surgery, so Edgeworth is our opponent.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what's going on so far?
So we just found out that Juan was strangled with his scarf and then stabbed after he died. Dick Gumshoe was giving his testimony on the case. Apparently the person that kidnapped Maya shot Francisca as a gift to us for whatever reason.
So it would be easy for us to get the not guilty verdict for that guy, I forgot his name.
Yeah, Shelly. Shelly something stupid.
Shelly. The killer.
Yeah, that's it. Shelly the killer. Fucking hell. So Edgeworth is our opponent now. And also, Francisca was shot in her right shoulder, which is the same shoulder that Manfred was shot in. So, that's kind of
ironic,
funny.
Isn't it?
That's a little funny.
Just a little, but it also
it's a little
brutal as hell.
Right.
Bro.
Well, she's alive. She's undergoing surgery. She'll be fine.
Yeah. I hope so.
First we thought there was something suspicious. I want to press this too. These are all vague. And why did you think that? Well, because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Ah, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but well, the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? Oh, I see. Yeah, so much for my theory then. But hey, that's just a theory. A crime theory. We later found out the guitar case had nothing to do with it. How did they figure that out? What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well, and where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corita, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. Do you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
Oh.
So that guitar case was empty before he even got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
Good.
Judge I am. Guilty you are.
Guilty. Fucking guilty.
I believe that is enough.
Edward.
Hello, Edgeworth. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife.
Why would you do that?
Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt Ongard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, Gumshoe's supposed to turn in his badge at the end of this case.
Oh yeah, because Francisco lied.
Francisco fired him, and they got shot.
Well, that was deserved.
Right, that's fair. Matt Ongard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the German ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Matt Ongard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. How do you know that?
But isn't it like isn't that knife like belongs to the Gatewater Hotel? Like, we saw the same knife in his room.
Yeah. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. Then there's this button. That was found on the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, Wright? You're gonna get my daughter killed. I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions.
I'm gonna press so hard on you.
I am going to press you so fucking hard, Edgeworth. You're not ready for this. Ugh, can you guys do that later?
No, we can't.
And I've gotten one with huge rivals. How do they know he bought the knife?
Ask him about it, I guess.
Because it had the Gatewater Hotel's insignia on it.
Yeah, and
did he buy like a knife for from the hotel he was staying at? There's no way this is a premeditated. There's no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Wait, if the handle was sticky, did he get tomato juice on it? Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, this is not good. Prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder. We're done for. Phoenix. Yeah, Mia's here instead of Pearl. Do you want to do Mia?
Well, I can try to do Mia. There's something very interesting about that detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late.
A button covered in the victim's blood and a knife on its fingerprints.
Be grateful. If the judge were more rushed, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing.
We're still in a world of trouble.
Well, before rebuttal, you must find your enemy's weakness. So, let's find the weakness in his testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix?
And on God and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. But the other guy was in his way.
Well, we already know that.
Evidence is the German ninja's button. Off the ninja costume was found in Mr. Ongard's hakama.
Let's ask him about the bottom and the hakama.
Defendant bought the knife for the crime. It's a...
Which means premeditated murder. Wait a second. Brought the knife in for the crime.
Yeah.
You wanna show this as an evidence, right?
Yeah,
Oh my god, you're right.
I'm a genius.
You're
Wait
a
a
genius.
second. What? So the basis of your argument is that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about.
It's bloody.
Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. Gumshoe.
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 My man.
Buddy.
Fuck, what?
Come on,
You know,
man.
actually, you know, Francisco was right when she
You know,
fired
maybe
you.
Francisco was onto something.
Yeah.
That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel.
You dumb bitch.
Uh-oh. Oh, Gumshoe. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. How did you miss that? Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't... Oh. The question is... where did this knife come from? Hey, that's obvious! It came from the victim, Mr. Karina's room! Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There's a knife and a fork on the table! Wow, that guy had a lot of bears.
Yeah.
Where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard. Oh fuck, there's a knife missing.
There was no knife on his plate. Fuck.
Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife?
Smartass.
We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Onguard's knife was missing. Mr. Onguard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated.
Well, Maya's dead. That's it. Thank you,
Shit.
Edgeworth.
Thanks, Edgeworth.
Thank you a lot.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. I mean, Jesus. I mean, holy shit, Mr. Wright. You are beyond fucked. Like, my god, I would not have to... I do not want to have to deal with that. I'm so glad I'm not you right now. You are screwed.
It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it.
Traps?
You've activated my trap card, Mr. Wright. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There's quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say without any further deliberation is a waste... I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. And it's not yet shown.
He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well?
Phoenix. The judge is favoring the prosecution right now.
Oh, really? What gave you that idea?
Phoenix, don't try to be a smartass.
Don't sass me, Phoenix.
If we answer with something wrong here...
The gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present this court?
Actually, I do, but what is it?
There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. The wine glass.
The wine glass?
If he was strangled, there would have been a fight. And also, like...
Oh yeah, we talked about this on the last stream.
The knife... Like, it's been established that the knife wasn't the initial murder weapon. He was strangled.
Yeah, and the victim was stabbed
like,
after the murder happened. And
yeah.
there was a huge mess after a fight on the crime scene, but this
wine glass was just still there. Like, if you're strangling someone, they're gonna fight you. This isn't something that you don't... This isn't a fucking Metal Gear Solid neck tap. You don't chop them in the neck and they go down. They're gonna... There's a struggle there. And there was evidence of a struggle in the room.
Yeah, that...
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel that this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance. And only one.
As usual.
What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us.
Oh
no!
Okay, please tell me you can save before
Oh
that.
shit! Oh yeah, we're gonna drop
God.
a save right there. Holy shit!
Oh my
so
God,
if I
why?
fuck this up,
Why?
it's over.
It's over for your client and for you and for mine as well.
Now then, what is this important evidence you must show to the court? Your Honor, you must understand. I'm a defense attorney. No, it's the wine glass, right?
It never fails. The wine glass. Present.
Right? Because
Right?
it couldn't be anything else. Could it?
I don't know.
Right.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Oh my
This
God, you're right.
is a wine glass,
Oh.
is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. Those were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well? What do you all have to say? No, guilty. Well, yes, it is a little particular. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for instance. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. Ah, yes. Because people who are in shock upon discovering the body would gingerly set down the fragile wine glass they're holding instead of just dropping it.
Yeah, and like, call for help instead of just pouring a juice in a wine glass. I'm fucking.
And also, like, yeah, there's no sign it's been drank. And
Yeah, she like.
there was no
juice in
tomato
the
juice
wine glass?
stuff inside Matt Onguard's room. It was just in Juan's.
Yeah, and Edgeworth mentioned the fingerprints, but he didn't say anything about the lip prints on this glass, so
Yeah.
she didn't drink it.
Does Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? No.
There's no way. It can't be.
I appear weak here, the trial's over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and pointless certainty.
They just might fall for it. If you're thought-provoking, thought-provoking, thank you. Why is English so frustrating?
I don't know. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. Well, you've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. I guess I'm not getting my early lunch today. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Here it is.
Just like
oh,
me
fuck.
for real. Just like me for real.
Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? Oh, fuck.
No. Fuck.
You're not thinking
no.
hard enough today, Mr. Wright.
You
Do
know
you
what
think
else?
this wine
What
glass
else?
escaped my notice? Then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints. I have those. Yes. Yes, you do. But
We all
do
do,
you
right?
have those? Anyway, there were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were one of one Adrian Andrews. What? Huh? Nani?
Huh? Wait a sec. Nani?
Nani? Nandata?
No, that was...
Masaka. That is why I said the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Can't believe I fell into another trap! Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Kurita. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. Huh. What you just said makes a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
Does it? Now do you see, Mr. Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario, as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I've come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth! You've been thinking for a year and a half about this? Jesus, what the fuck were you doing? This is not interesting. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness.
What in the world is Roger thinking? He's literally slowly tying a rope around Maya's neck.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, it's old bag.
Fuck. No. No.
Now then,
Never.
witness, please state your name and occupation. Any
Be
day
careful,
now.
Edgeworth.
Witness, your name and occupation, please. G-O-T-C-H-A. My father was shot. Wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, Edgy boy, it's been 20 years since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report of her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet was the wicked witch of the witness stand? I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. Today I'm going to tell you everything and everything. Even the things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. This witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Does that actually shoot something? Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know, these screaming pain, I
please,
guess
by
it
all
does
means
something.
interrupt her, please.
You're pathetic, Edgeworth.
Anyway, witness your testimony, please. And nothing else. Sure what they say. This youth are out-headed nowadays. She's not that bad at all, is she? What should I start with? I can't do two old people voices. The witness was on security duty at the hotel the night of the murder. Is that correct, Miss Bag? Great job being able to see my dearie Wad. It's almost too much, my dear heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everybody's crazy over that odd guy. Say he's cute in the fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so shit. After all, I don't know interested in a little child like him. That would hit you real bad. But those two were the same age. Anyways, I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Creepy.
Creepy.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed on the night of the murder.
She was like stalking him?
Something like that. It's just celebrities. What you witnessed. Well, anyway, after the ceremony, I went to patient in this hallway in the front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. There was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. His head guard, a bad head guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
Jay.
Yeah?
Would you like me to do the Olbeck so you don't have to
Yes,
arrest 2
please.
people at once?
I can't juggle her and the judge in the same case.
Okay, I gotta remember my Olbeck's voice.
It's just your best master Roshi. Something like
I'm
that. So
going
Mr.
to try.
Rodgate came out from the victim's room.
See? It has to be him. He is the murderer.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. The ceremony on the page from his room. Creepy. I think I was interested in finding out, you know. I was on the job and should keep an eye out the whole time. Trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. I don't know about that. You saw my client? Are you sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Really?
And I'm Brett when I say I saw someone
I'm gonna get a sense of deja vu. Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this just a bit further. What were they wearing?
Oh.
Please tell the court about this man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters.
So my thinking is, the button was found in his costume, right? So if he was walking out without his costume on, then how did the button get in there?
That makes sense.
But it does.
Now where was that? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What's it?
The gaudy thing he's always wearing. That's correct. That racing jacket.
He wasn't wearing his Hamafuda. He wasn't wearing the Nickel Samurai outfit.
Huh.
So how did this yeah, he wasn't wearing his Akama. So how did this button get in there? He was wearing that at the detention center too.
The thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Man. Disgusting.
Don't disrespect the fit, brah.
Bruh.
I don't know why I gave him a surfer dude voice, but it's fun. Right. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? Yeah, it was very important. It means he wasn't wearing the outfit that the Jammin' Ninja's button was found in.
And somehow the bottom appeared in his pants.
But somehow it got in there. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. I'm getting to that, Edgeworth. Shut the fuck up and let me cook. Don't you see it, Edgeworth?
You blind dumbass.
Your Honor, I request what the witness said be... Let me try that one again. I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please.
Ah, well, I don't like to badmouth anymore without reason, but if I must...
How is no one else picking up on where I'm going with this? Yeah, he was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show.
But he wasn't.
Then how did this button get into his costume if he wasn't wearing it in there?
Take a look at this, old bag.
Miss Old Bag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
It's number 2 on Gemini's costume.
Number 2? Oh,
Number
like
2?
right to left and top down. Like manga.
Oh.
Oh, I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this!
With your toy gun? And also, this is evidence. Does that actually shoot anything? Wow, she really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Ungard's body during a full body search.
See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal Ungard.
Whoa, hey, I don't think you could be throwing the R-word around, man.
Shut up!
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants. Hakama?
See? And Ungard is the nickel samurai.
Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you think that the defendant, Matt Ongard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Ha! She put the fucking helmet on! Okay, I give this game a lot of shit, but the portraits are really funny.
Especially this one, she's like...
Yeah.
like,
So sorry. Sorry that you teach people based on what they wear.
Oh my god.
If I were to get this looking at the look is right, I got the
Oh, she didn't pick this outfit. This is just like a standard uniform for Gatewater Hotel security? Now hold your tongue still for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Ungard the man, but Mr. Ungard the nickel samurai?
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway.
And I hate when people can't separate the character from the actor.
yeah.
Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
People, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. No. It's not like I think you have a point or anything. Baka.
Baka. You sussy
Witness,
baka.
think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
Oh, alright, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you.
Shut up. Ungard, yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai. That's right, it was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been inconvenient for him to wear his costume during the murder.
It also would have been convenient for someone trying to frame him.
Yeah.
He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know?
Like, it was in his schedule, like, kill the person, now go to the ceremony.
Yeah, like, still covered in blood.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
what? Did you think there could have been someone else inside the costume?
Oldbag, that's what happened in the last case you were in.
Don't be a bad little boy thinking such weird things.
Wow, that might be one of the worst things that Oldbag has ever said.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's the
Bad
game's
boy.
writing. But the possibility does exist.
Young guns today, I told you there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so, and what I say is the truth.
At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Please do so quickly. Good, I'm good. Yes, now I remember. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not.
Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When you were itty bitty, what was your great dream?
How is that relevant? Huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up with your supper?
I don't know, I hadn't met Edgeworth yet. My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public court. So what?
Oh, and you look like... Where are you now? You're not just right now. You.
Well,
What I said earlier. But then you wait until things like that.
court! Criminal court does! Witness testimony! The law!
And now is everything. Don't be held responsible for the past.
You know what this is, Mr. Wright? This is cancel culture! What the fuck are you talking about, old bag?
Do we still have a knife, please? Please.
Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies?
All that matters is that Min was inside the costume, isn't it?
No!
It's not. No.
What the fuck?
Okay, deep breath in,
Okay, women can
deep
be-
breath out. 1, 2, 3.
So he must have worn the necklace costume. But he wasn't stabbing. That's not how he died. That's
Yeah,
not how
he
he
was
died.
like. He was. Remind me the word.
He was strangled.
Strangled.
I'm
Yeah, thank you.
strangling Mr. Morris for bringing up my wife. Choking? No, little Jimmy. Choking is what you do when you eat too fast. By caressing Mr. Morris's throat with my watch chain, what I'm doing is referred to as strangling.
Oh my god.
Weird
But
time
he
for a
was-
Borderlands 2 joke, Jay. Okay, knife. I like referencing Handsome Jack. Leave me alone. Please take a look at
Yeah.
this.
It's like legendary.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal.
You should play Borderlands 2 on stream.
Maybe you should try to stream Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
Actually,
Yeah, although, now that I think about it... That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important in this case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? It's a metaphorical car, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I don't have a license for those. Moving
Yeah,
on.
we get
If Mr. Ongard was really the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all the fingerprints on the knife right off. Yeah, because his costume has gloves.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. You
Why
know,
would
so
you
that he
do
would
that?
leave evidence, like a moron. I mean, look at the guy. He's talking to his wrist.
Oh, what a dumb bitch.
And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon?
Yeah, he was
There is
playing.
no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. Like,
Oh
they're
my
not even
God.
over their desks, they're like standing in the middle of the courtroom.
Yeah, like their foreheads like
Like, are you
bumping
guys
each
gonna
other.
kiss or hit each other? I'm not sure. I'm still deciding. The defendant went into the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. And then
Oh, really?
ghosts. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I've heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
It
Well, let me
sucks.
get this straight.
Just like
Edgeworth's
Edward.
theory goes like this. When the defendant went into the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Yes, the knife is missing from his room. Why would he go to this guy's room if he did with the knife if he didn't have the intention to murder him? That's the case that Edgeworth made.
Yes.
This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Ongard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room with that intent. this knife. This was used by Mr. OnGuard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. Wow, look at you with your big words. Supposition. What is that, 4 syllables? Thank you, it was on my word of the day calendar. I mean, fuck you! And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. That was a weird time for a metaphor. I know. Look, I'm heated.
But it worked. But it worked, so shut up.
Look, it worked. I know, it worked, but just, weird time. Yeah, I know. Anyway, my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Oh my god.
What? Are you telling me someone was framed in an Ace Attorney game?
No way.
Is this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Matt OnGuard. It's to frame my client, Mr. OnGuard, of course.
No. It was to like hide the actual reason why Juan died.
Well, they found the actual way that he died. It was just by being strangled.
Yeah, but imagine when you see a dead body and there's a knife in his chest. You think that
right, but there was also the bandana, like, very clearly tied around his neck. And if they just wanted to cover it up, they would have used the knife from his room. But they specifically chose a knife covered in Matt's fingerprints and was from his room when there was already a knife to use in Juan's room. Also, I don't like that the Matt that we know and the Matt in this case that we think committed the murder look pretty similar. This Matt is a lot hotter and not British, which is based, but you know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, it's brown short hair and named Matt. It's weird. Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
Another British man, it's Guzma.
Not British, yes. But we just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. No witness!
Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, hi, Chipu?
You are understating it to a cataclysmic degree. Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. OnGuard with the nickel samurai, his character on TV?
But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now.
You could correct your testimony.
Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure.
Wait.
She wasn't waiting for the nickel samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting around for then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
You are on trial!
Edgeworth, could you please ask her the same question? Can't you see Phoenix is breaking down?
I have a feeling you were waiting for Mr. Juan Kurita. Am I correct, witness?
Ha ha ha. The way you think, you're a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Wait. Hey. Amateur me? What am I an amateur of? I don't know. Deductive reasoning, courtroom management, basic human cognition.
Do you have any idea?
What if?
What if she was waiting for Adrian?
She was trying to see if the rumors were true.
Yes.
Cause she was so invested in Mr. Kurita that she would have absolutely heard those rumors and would want to verify it.
Mm-hmm.
So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. It doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Kurita.
Maybe. Phoenix, maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person.
And we're not going to say who, so that the player can at least try to figure it out on their own. It's who I think Mia's hinting at. It's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you?
Dick Gumshoe.
Dick Gumshoe. Who's this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Onguard's manager. Why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh. This is... Ha! I see. Judge seems to be really into the article. You can call it that. And this manager with the initials AA. Are you saying it's... Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole storm to confidential lista then.
The witness, what in the world are you?
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling.
Heh, like Star Wars. Not the time, Phoenix.
Not the time, Phoenix.
Got some information, some very secret information from a certain source. So, that's why I was doing my own little investigation, in secret of course.
You
What
are the
for?
part. You are the part of the hotel security. It's not your fucking business.
Yeah, it's... so many bad decisions.
Just for myself.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is going to take the wild out of you young'uns.
Someone please take that toy gun away from her. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Like, this is a... Yeah.
Oh,
The Anger is one evil man. He thought he could ruin for Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know that, okay?
What?
yeah, and the whole jury we keep it in the secret. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, of course. Wait. Defendant said his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court! This is a murder trial, Your Honor.
Wait a second. How would she know about the scandal and the Adrian really
who
knew?
gave her this information?
Maybe no one was giving her the information, but she got it from somewhere. I don't know.
And isn't there anything?
Yeah, from Lara's camera. She had
Yeah.
notes, right?
Either that, or someone else knows what's going on. Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We've looked into this matter, then found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true? This proved that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right. And there's nothing but your average full-blooded job.
Your observation skills are second to none, Mia. Shut the fuck up, Phoenix. As the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. I don't think that's a saying, Phoenix. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm not even reading that line.
Why?
I'm so sure that sounded cool in his head, but... Oh my god, man.
Oh my
Yeah, that
god.
hunger's one. This.
Where did you get this?
Wait.
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how did you know this secret information?
Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. Keep the secret. If you draw the hole into my brain, you will never find out.
Pretty sure if we
I don't
drilled
know,
a
I
hole
think
into
you
your
al-
head, we wouldn't find much of anything.
I don't know, I think you already have a huge hole in your brain right now.
How in the world did that old bat get a secret piece of information? Is she
Is
the
that
one who
evidence?
stole Lada's camera?
I think I mean, there's no one else.
So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag?
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop it.
Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came in to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Stolen the night of the murder, tabloid article about the victim was in the case.
Dun 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 dun.
The investigative photographer, Lada Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outraged impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
Outrageous ideas, you say?
No. I said impressions.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless.
Ha! That's it. That's the note.
No! You see, this is something completely different. And this is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
Yeah, then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a huge fan of one, that's why.
So I stole this completely unrelated woman's camera.
You have any right to judge me. Oh wait, you have. The infamous fucking hair whippersnapper. She's fucking the evil uncle. She said to herself, "Ain't God, ain't he fake it?" She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck.
Ha, duck.
I was only kidding like she had written quack. Death penalty! Oh, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like an angel I am.
A fallen one.
It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
What is this, like three cases that have been decided by a little piece of paper? You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Screenshot!
Oh my god.
Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just once. Your Honor, this is critical fucking evidence. Looks like she's really sorry. Phoenix! Should I forgive her?
No!
Pile on more pressure! If there's anything Phoenix is good at, it's exacerbating situations. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
So, why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? Save this piece of paper from a terrible, lonely trash can, that is all.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, he also took
The
the
note
camera.
was in the camera case. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it.
Oh my god, he said damn it for
Holy
once.
shit, he
Thank
swore.
God. Thank God, Phoenix, you're such a man.
Phoenix, you can't say swear words.
Yeah, now you just need to learn how to say fuck and you'll be a real man.
What would
Are
Maya
you
say?
fucking like... That's what Maya would say. Well done, Phoenix.
Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night.
Take that.
Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lada Hart was raging a huge stink over her camera. She almost hit me. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me." Why? Witness!
What is it, Graham?
I'm pretty sure we're the same age. If you have the note, then it's only logical that you have the camera too.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny.
Wow, okay, so straight up theft.
Is this the camera you're looking for?
Ah, that's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know.
Yeah, a person who stole a $1,600 professional journalist's camera.
This is like a real crime.
I telling you, like you, I fall in love and borrow things from people.
You stole the camera. You didn't borrow it. You
Okay.
stole.
Like, this isn't like a cookie jar situation. This is a $1,600 camera. This is professional equipment
I'm
that
so mad.
contains
I'm
critical
so mad,
evidence
guys.
for a high-profile murder case. I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's what I noticed. It said, Feinberg celebrity photographer. I'm not reading that. Well, when I saw it, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
No, it isn't. It's your job to keep paparazzi out, not search through their fucking pictures. Your job's to make sure they don't get any. Bailiff! Check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. Just got ourselves some more evidence. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There was only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present
Only
it to
one?
the court.
Laura, I'm disappointed.
This is the Nickel Samurai.
You see? I told you. That's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Right after the murder. What does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ongard clearly stated that... Wait, Ongard confessed?
He got what? At the time of the
Time of
murder,
the
he
murder,
was
he
feeling.
was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is... the defendant.
It can be.
I
It's
didn't
impossible.
cover this. I think this brings us to the end. We've examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Wait a minute.
It can be on guard. It can be.
His pants don't fit.
Yeah.
That's not him in the costume.
Do we have a poster of the Nickel Samurai?
Maybe?
Maybe could you show me something in the court record?
What?
I think there has to be a picture of the Nickel Samurai, like the poster. Yeah. Show this. Yeah, you can see his feet.
Yeah, his pants don't fit. So that can't be him.
So this person is shorter than Matt Ongard, and the only one who could wear this costume can be Adrian.
The only other person in this case that could be.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
Do you agree this photo is decisive evidence against your client? This photo really is decisive, then we're done for. If I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. Can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took. There's something strange with it. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree that there's nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. You really believe you can find honestly anything wrong with this photo? Then you should only need one chance, correct? Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by.
Don't worry, Phoenix,
Just
we already found what is wrong with it.
Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts? Now then, let's hear your objection. Oh, it's
Oh my
everything
God.
again!
Again! Fuck, why?
Oh, Christ, why is this case so all or nothing? The pants don't fit.
Yes.
I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. Ooh, what are you pointing to? His ankles? You can see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
This person doesn't have ankles.
And? What does that mean? The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ongard. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate, with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the Hakama. Hey, his socks! You can see his socks! Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his Akama up just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant.
Shorty.
Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time.
That's curious.
Huh? What is?
Edward is unusually calm today.
It's true.
He's just letting the trail run itself, as if he's only along for the ride.
Along for the ride? What do you mean by that?
I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? The person in this photo is not mad on guard. Everything the prosecution is trying to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. Are you free on Friday next week? I know it's been a bit, but like I found a nice steak place not far from here.
Phoenix,
My
care
daughter's
to
gonna
explain
die.
what is going on?
Right, later. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not that on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who's the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume?
Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edward's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah, why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is this person in the photograph? There's only one possible option. Dick Gumshoe! No, it's Adrian.
It's Adrian.
Adrian Andrews? You want to know who the Nickel Samurai is? It is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. Hell yeah! Fuck short people.
Hey.
6 foot up, gang.
Go. I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm offended.
No, it's just, look, short people are just more likely to murder.
No, that's it. I'm not listening to you anymore. You're not sorry.
Chat, for those of you that do not know, I am much taller than Witchy. And I find that hilarious.
Bitch.
She could freely move in and out of Mr. Onguard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Onguard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Onguard's fingerprints all over it. That knife was used as a murder weapon! Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I don't know if what I want is relevant to this case. Oh, well.
Oh my.
Moving on. Yes, of course. Strictly professional.
Oh my god.
The defense moves to indict Mr. Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Carita. It was Mr. Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Miss Andrews.
Oh, really?
Fuck. Order! Yeah, it looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. Court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it.
This is kind of a bet for us.
Oh fuck, the trial's gonna go to a second day!
Finally.
Oh fuck! Shit! No!
So, like... Your Honor, I have an objection to make!
Your Honor, I'd like to object to that shit I just said! Is there a way we could get not guilty without having to go to a second day?
And mine's gonna be dead by that time!
What do you mean?
If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will be going for another day.
Oh, fuck! One more day. Ah! Oh shit! I'll get a verdict today, then Maya. Now then, she'll set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I gonna do? It's not
Where's
due
an
to court. Objection!
Objection! Objection!
Objection! She's going to flee the country! Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. You cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if we do not.
Oh.
I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan. Even if Mr. Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What?! What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man?
Somehow I knew there was no way to overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over.
Exactly. Very well! We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. Court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Oh.
Wow, we almost got Maya killed.
Nice job, Phoenix.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I did not think that through.
Yeah. Oh my god, but...
Glad it worked out.
Yeah.
Wait, is all of this case gonna be just this trial? Because, like, how are they gonna do another day? Right? Because, like, the whole point of the case is that we need to do everything today.
Well, I don't think it's possible to get a not guilty verdict in one day. Maybe the killer will give us another day? Perhaps?
Maybe Maya gets out?
Probably.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian... No way! Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Cause she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yeah, she is the real killer. She is the one who murdered Juan Carita.
I don't believe it.
Why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dead? Why do you say that? I've got a brand deal coming up for a sports drink. That's their tagline. I've been practicing. How's my delivery? It's very good, Mr. On-Guard. Thanks, man.
Phoenix.
I don't want to talk to this man anymore. Well, hey! Bro, your daughter is, like, tall. When did that happen? They grow up fast. Ha! For sure.
I'm his mother. You think your motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide now, right?
Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. Stop showing this fucking image!
Skip!
Fucking skip it!
Yeah, so it sounds like that.
Juan Carita, the victim of this murder, yes. Fuck. God, game! Why?
I...
That's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Carita.
It sounds so unexpected every time
Yeah,
I got
there's just
scared.
no fucking, like, indication that it's about to happen. At all. So fucking stupid. Also get the suicide note back.
That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me.
What?
Who was in that first told us about their relationship? But I stated Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impacts.
It was Edgeworth.
It looks like he's still the one in command of the ship. Don't let your guard down yet.
So hey, lawyer dude, is your mom, like, single? Dude.
I'm dead.
Ah.
I'm like
That's
super
lame.
dead.
Sorry. Well, catch you guys later. Good luck with that trial.
Thanks.
So fucking no idea what's going on. I love him. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Is Adrian Andrews the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room?
Hi.
That fucking card. I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Bad on Guard. I see. Now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. The judge was ever a prosecution witness. He'd do all my work for me. I don't want to do a case where the judge is a witness. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself. Yes, how it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that a bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. Objection! I'm accusing you of that!
Actually,
I think there's someone who would beg to differ. Yeah, me.
Yeah, me. I accused you of the murder you probably didn't commit.
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. Do you want to take over for Adrian? Just so you've got a voice here, or?
Well, I'll try. It was time to show the... No, not a very great start. It was the time for a show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room.
Just do what feels right. You don't have to try and copy me if you don't want to.
Okay. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as I thought I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Huh.
Poured yourself a glass of juice?
Yes, sadly I didn't remember not to touch things on the scene of the crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see! Well, Mr. Wright, you may correct examine the witness.
Phoenix, she's the one cool and collected customer, and she has the brain to match, unlike your.
Well, fuck, you don't have to say it.
It's the truth, Phoenix.
I know that, but you don't have to bring it up every time you come back.
I need to remind you every time that you're stupid.
Just in case you forget.
You should disrupt her pacing.
Here, I drew a picture of her favorite person in the world killing herself. Show that to her. That'll throw her off. Why did you do this? You get fucked up when you die, Phoenix.
And I know better. She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking.
You know, a Twitter user.
So you have to attack when she least expected.
Just disagree with her on something and she'll immediately go ballistic.
Literally, Andrew just says anything, and like, in Phoenix, like, objection, you're fucking wrong. The instant you let up on your offense, and the instant this trial is over, understand?
Here we go.
Here we go. God, it's so hard to voice women. Where's the time for the show to start? Okay, we know that.
Let's get Matt from his room. That I went to Juan's room.
Actually, wait. Why would she go to Juan's room if it was Matt's press conference?
And why did you do that?
As a friendly gesture. Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. Oh.
But the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh?
Press
Hold off
further.
on that one.
Oh.
Back off. As long as we don't have any proof, she's not going to talk. Maybe continue now. Witness, what did you see when you went to his room? That body.
The body. Well, it's natural, I guess.
You were in shock?
What? Was it not supposed to be?
No, you weren't, because you're the reason his dead body was there.
Mr. Wright, are you...
Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. Despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Karita. Your Honor, this witness is Arrow Ace, so they must be the murderer! That was terrible. That was terrible. I'm sorry. That was awful.
No, that was cool. That was awful, Phoenix, but it was cool, actually, Jay.
Well, remember, stumbling onto a dead body would be in shock, and you can't seriously expect a young beauty like her to not be shocked. No, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not.
Yeah, like, Phoenix, you remember the time when you discovered my dead body?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did do that. I see.
But I thought it was naturally the exact same thing.
Has she seen the crime scene photo?
Hmm.
This is the photo you're referring to, correct?
Ah, yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest.
And the guitar case was like this too?
Yes, it was open and empty, of course.
And then what did you do next, witness? I was about to faint. Give myself a glass of juice. Juice?
Yeah, juice. Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Huh?
Yeah, there was no sign of anyone having had anything from the glass.
Yeah, there
were
was
no
no
lip marks left on this
liquid.
wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it.
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it.
Miss Andrews, I would like you to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the body of Juan Carita, you were in great shock. That's when you poured yourself a glass of juice, correct?
And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
It was blank enough for you to pour the juice, but not to drink it? Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind. It's no big deal.
They're doing. I'm not getting mad about this. I'm not getting mad about this. This has happened so many times before. They're intentionally hiding something. Press further!
You're not going away with this, bitch.
Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I.
I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing.
Negotiable Dwee, thank you for the follow. Kind of embarrassing.
Kind of embarrassing.
Someone hit the follow button. Very cool of them.
When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Flower vase? Are you taking out the one on the floor of the crap photo? Here, 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a strange young man knocking on my door. Presumably to sell me popcorn.
Yeah, I heard the knocking sound.
It's massive glass shards!
It was original on the top of the dresser. But when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. But he's only
Some
wet
water, but only
outside.
on top of the lid, bears Karita's fingerprint.
So the guitar case was closed at the time.
Did she knock it over and then open the case?
But it seems so, but why would she do that?
Why did she do that? Why did you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in the disarray, that people would simply assume that the vase was just another part of the mess.
Yes, we did! It was a critical part of both of our cases! Jesus fuck, woman!
Phoenix, be careful, she's about to cry.
It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Actually, you did! You did!
It was the one who knocked the flyaways over and fell into the guitar case. Bitch! A guitar case! What the fuck did I just do with my mouth? What was that noise I made?
I don't know, but that was
What the fuck was that?
I can't wait to hear it on the recording.
Whoa, guitar case be upon ye. I don't know why I did that. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to make that sound again.
Oh no!
Bitch! Guitar! No, I can't do it. I literally can't do it. What the fuck was that? What possessed me there?
Chad, we just witnessed something great.
Bro, that was a miracle y'all were there for.
Oh my god.
You testified that you knocked the flower vase over, is this correct?
Yes.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there any problem with that? With what I saw? What I said?
You silly bitch. It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside.
Dun dun dun.
Hey, that's very true! Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards should be inside, not outside the case. What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the victim closed case? What? Hold on, give me a moment. Hold on. Lips, teeth, gift, the tongue, roof of the mouth, jaw. That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over. Is that all? No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
However...
But this is a whole other matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However... the empty guitar case seems to have no relation to this case, doesn't it?
Wait a second. If there was any red guitar in the guitar case, maybe there was something else.
Something like a costume.
Something like a naked samurai costume.
It seems there's no deeper meaning to this guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? Make her testify. Stay on the offensive. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for stars like this. But it is you. Can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, follow along. For now. Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor.
The guitar case.
I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
You know, this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and get the cross-examination. Using any way to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. You dick.
Dick.
I don't have anything clever to say, just fuck you.
Just fuck you.
I was too clear because I was a bit dazed.
I wanted to say something witty, but I just lost the thought.
But it was only Mr. Kurita's fingerprints on the case.
Yeah, but maybe she used something like handkerchief or... I
There's
don't
no
know.
way you were the one who opened the guitar case. A person who was stunned from seeing a murder, thinking to use like a glove or something to open the case? The only
Yeah,
way
but
she wouldn't have left fingerprints is if
But-
she
yeah,
were
but-
wearing gloves.
Yeah,
Like
but
a
you
costume.
remember the... Yes, but do you remember the picture from the flashback? She wasn't wearing glasses. Like, she wasn't wearing gloves because she... Like, the glass of wine has her fingerprints on it.
Elementary idea. Mia, my
Phoenix,
pipe.
what was the voice?
You don't have a pipe. I should get a pipe. No, you shouldn't.
Phoenix, it's illegal.
Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case.
Is this another fucking boat guy incident where it's like, it's fucking dipped her hands in Joker chemicals and burned her fingerprints off?
Oh my god!
What do you mean?
The story repeats itself. What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
Gloves? Then why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
It was the night of the award ceremony. So, of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
But her fingerprints are on the wine glass.
You weren't wearing any gloves, you lying bitch.
Her fingerprints were on the wine glass!
Oh,
Are you good, Witchy?
I'm fine.
Okay. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it would seem that the witness was wearing a pair of gloves at the scene of the crime.
Very
That's
strange, Your Honor.
strange. You were wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange?
Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time?
Wine glass, motherfucker. Take a sip of this justice. I have your proof right here. This wine glass.
This is a taste of justice.
It tastes like tomato
Tomato-
juice.
Tomato juice. The wine glass?
You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think that's just a little strange? That you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Oh, hey. Oh, she's got spares, okay.
Oh,
I do like her glasses, they're very stylish.
yeah.
Order!
She's a very pretty woman. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time.
What do you mean?
I believe the guitar case plays a very important role here.
We still don't know what this means. It's just an empty case.
I wonder if it really was empty though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio.
Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar.
You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? No, wait, that's not right either. Phoenix, think a little more outside the box than that.
Remember what
It would be unnatural for someone to do that, so the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case...
Objection.
Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactics at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into this misguided... Shut the fuck up! No, Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. If you are so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. The bright red guitar not being the only thing, you don't suppose a black guitar would... So,
Why?
You intend to push your theory that the case was not empty, is that it, right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Oh, you snippy motherfucker. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? A spare costume.
Spare costume, yeah. Because
one that
Matt
didn't
was
fit
looking in
on
his-
Miss Andrews.
Yeah.
This is a photograph. I guess you could fit this in a guitar case.
Your Honor,
Yes,
that's
but
not
what
what
is
I'm putting
important
in.
is what is in that picture, Your Honor. In this picture, it doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself! Right, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative reporter who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? Ooh, you mean this photo? Order! Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix.
Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. You probably shouldn't have told me that, Phoenix. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt Onguard's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places? Yeah, true, that is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was the Nickel Samurai costume doing in this guitar case? It was a spare costume. Because he was wearing his own costume.
Yeah, he was sleeping in it.
Like a nerd. Or a Lord of the Rings actor. So, I guess a nerd.
A nerd.
Mr. Onguard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one. What? And are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that is what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose. On purpose.
On purpose.
Why? But why? The victim, Mr. Karino, was the German ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
Also, how is he...
This shit! He was gonna take his place at the press conference!
Oh my god!
And therein lies the sticking point.
Right.
Phoenix, no! It's okay, I've already figured it out. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Actually, I have had an inner monologue. 2 of them, actually. But a lot of them make really weird gay jokes about us. Jokes? I mean...
Gay, homosexual, gay!
Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself! Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one?
No!
Yeah, we already explained it! Mia, shut up. Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you.
Gusto.
Gusto.
Pesto.
Gusto.
I could go for some pesto. I go for a pesto panini right now. I made myself hungry. Phoenix, are you okay? I'm thinking about sandwiches. Oh, my sister's gonna die.
My sister's...
Alright, this is what I think. I think I am free on Friday next week, Edgeworth. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume down to the hotel was...
the press conference! Also, but I wonder, how did he get the spare Nickel Samurai costume if they work in a different studio?
Look, we don't gotta worry about that. That's fine, it's okay.
Okay, fine,
It's fine. We'll look, if we have to figure that out, we'll figure it out. But if we don't, then that's fine.
But I'm furious!
I know, but it's gonna be okay. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, you always know what I'm doing.
No, I can talk like I know what I'm doing. On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Onguard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. Right. But how can that be? The way I see it, that can only mean one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurita was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai.
Oh my god.
He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold the conference. But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is that what she and... Fuck, I really threw off my own flow there. What I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Kurita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt Onguard. Yes, that is what I suppose what I would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's public disclosure.
I can see why you're proud of what you do.
Not me!
Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation to this.
I was the one who asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
Juan had bet everything on the German Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
What? He was going to make him come out on live TV. Ah, yes, of course. What a travesty. And you do know what the secret of Mr. Onguard's is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan and I knew. That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
Ah, I see.
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone.
Yes, incredibly.
But that's to be explained. That's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all. Why?
Protect Mr. On Guard. And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Dun 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 dun. Protecting Matt. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had the feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the bottom and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
Oh, crap.
Where is it?
She just threw out her entire testimony. This does account for everything.
Well, I am a logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous.
Scared rabbit. Sorry, I skipped that by accident.
No, it's okay, don't worry.
The defense can find no fault with this testimony. I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Somehow looks like everything is swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn the logic upside down. Protecting Matt. Saw the crime scene, Matt had to kill Juan. Didn't have an alibi. Thoughts were confirmed by the evidence.
At the bottom and the knife.
You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then, what about the button?
The button?
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the German ninja's costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
The button was found in the pants of Matt's hakama, in the pleats of Matt's hakama, isn't it correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
I can stand the sight of a man who can gracefully accept his defeat.
Bitch, shut up and let me cook.
Ha!
I'm about to end your entire life. Mia!
I'm about to...
Oh, thank goodness Mia could still look at me.
Her eyes is stared, yes.
I'm figuring this. Hold on, I'm fucking cooking, alright? You guys suck. Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
For Wright's sake.
When? When could that button have gotten torn off? Like, unless
Wait a second.
Juan intentionally reached down and pulled it off himself. If he was strangled with a scarf from behind, how could
Yeah, how can you...
Yeah.
Yeah, how can you possibly rip the bottom?
How could the button have come off? Oh, I'm a genius.
You're a genius.
I'm
You're
a genius!
You're a
Let me
genius.
cook!
Let you cook!
This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf.
Strangulation?
That's right, bitch. The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And then, what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume. When? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly. Which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. That's what happens when you let me fucking cook. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body.
Ding, ding, ding.
Order! Order! What is the meaning of... What is the meaning of this, Wright? That's what I was gonna... Shut up.
Shut up.
So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would only mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it? To pin the crime on Enguarde.
Yep. Oh my god, you're a genius.
I am fucking cooking! There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Enguarde. There is no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. Enguarde was set up by the real killer, of course. And the real murder is... Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world's the real killer then? Your Honor... What?
How the fuck should I know this?
Finally. Can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point.
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end.
The real killer. The person who planned to frame Mr. Enguarde is... Pearl Fay!
Phoenix,
No, it's Adrian.
but it's...
Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you! What the fuck? Sorry, I just finished Pokemon Black and I got a little too into it. You are Mr. Karita's killer.
What?
You see that? Her sprite got all fucky. That's how you know it's her. Order! 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 Mr. Wright, we cannot make claims based on how fucky someone's portrait is. Otherwise I'd have put Winston Payne away a long time ago. This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge?
I
Any
don't.
evidence?
Absolutely
No.
any evidence.
All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. Does it?
Phoenix.
I mean, a lot of it does, but like...
Oh, preposterous. You can't stick any of that to me.
I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Literally hit me with the try me, bitch.
Then what about this knife?
The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Enguarde, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only person who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you.
Then what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama?
This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body, or the killer. However, if Mr. Enguarde was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Enguarde's Hakama is the person who went to wake him up from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews.
Oh my god. Phoenix, you're cooking.
That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
Oh, no,
Miss Andrews' fingerprints are nowhere to be found on the guitar case, and it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right! That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something to open it. Oh, you were right, Witchy.
Oh!
She did have a
I
little
did.
handkerchief or something to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is an entirely different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, there's this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. If there's anything I'm good at, it's terrifying witnesses. This is... We are kind of coming down on this woman pretty hard.
Yes, Phoenix, this is... Bro! I don't even know what to say.
Miss Andrews, you're not gonna start crying, are you?
I refuse to testify.
Oh, fuck. I forgot they could do that. What was that?
There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it incriminates me.
Fuck, she's right. That's not just the law, that's a fucking amendment. That's like a foundational part of our country. We can't...
Wait a second. She remembered it just now.
Yeah.
But she could have...
It definitely took her a fair bit of time to think about that. Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony could cause damage to themselves.
I kinda
What?
know what it means.
Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. On-Guard's room.
From this Oh! Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright.
That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews not to testify if things looked bad.
You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done.
Something I haven't done? What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corrida. And this is where the suicide comes up, so they're probably gonna show that image again.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, chat, if you want to alt-tab and, I don't know, write some emails or scroll through Tumblr or something. Because that image is probably gonna come up again.
So just be ready, okay? I believe
This may lead
in
to
me.
me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. That's okay, I'll do it all for you.
Oh my god.
Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe. Or
May-
maybe.
May I continue?
Yes, go. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Maybe so. Or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
The murder you've been accused of!
Actually, you accused me.
Taking that defiant attitude again. Mia! What do?
Somehow we are letting in the worst possible situation.
I know that! That's like the one thing here I don't need you to tell me!
Phoenix, I told you before, don't try to be smart ass. It doesn't suit you.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. And the defense's theory that she's the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof.
But
that's not true. In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do. That is declare a recess.
no!
Recess? I request that both the defense and the prosecution look further into this matter. That tomorrow's trial...
No, no, no.
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please, wait, Your Honor. It's not necessary. The trial. Please, continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not
doesn't.
it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then... Maya... It's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
Oh, thank God.
It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but actually there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, and?
I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. Is that a James Bond joke? Yes, I tried to keep myself busy while I was gone. I watched some movies.
Yeah, that's nice, Edward. So my actions were unusual, but I've already...
Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect.
Testify?
Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. Not unless I pull some bullshit, which is what I do best.
Yeah, you're very good at it, Phoenix. I don't know what it is about Edward today, but I can't get a good read of him. Is he a friend or foe? Is he a friend or foe? I just don't know.
I'm just as much Maya's father as you are, Wright.
Huh.
The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please.
It's a very long trial, I tell ya.
Yeah.
The glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. You put it for Juan? I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in all that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. Tired looking, yeah.
Yeah, tired looking, with a knife in his chest.
Yeah, that's how Mia looked like. Tired looking.
Yeah, and even I knew Mia was dead when we found her.
When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead
There
and
was
didn't
a knife in his chest! There was a...
Whatever.
No, he's just sleeping. He's just taking a nap. He's just taking 5. So what the fuck? No one's buying
Adrian.
this. Like...
Adrian, didn't you say you're like a logical type?
It's fucking buried in his chest. That's... Let's see, is that... No, that's his right, so it's not in his heart, but like... That is not a place that a knife should be. Like, fucking what? I just thought he fainted, you know, with a knife in his chest. So instead of, like, you know, calling the police or taking the knife out, I went to pour him some juice. What the fuck, lady?
I refuse to read the line.
She's fucking floundering so hard. This is hilarious. I love this. So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial.
Oh my god.
Phoenix, please be careful here.
Why? We all know what the problem is.
Phoenix, if you can't find anything wrong with his testimony, then there's nothing left.
Mia, Did you hear the same testimony we did? There's such, like, an obvious glaring flaw here. Like, fucking come on! I know. Edgeworth. What the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Wonder what I'll get for dinner tonight. Sushi, maybe. I wonder if that new place across town has green tea. I've been. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Also, Mr. Edgeworth, what is wrong with your eyes? Wait, what are you?
What
Are you dreaming? Or you're dream?
My eyes are normal. That's fine. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay.
No, just, no,
It was
just, when you found the body, right? Test cross-examination. Go.
You're just a non-stop mumbling.
Change of
about
subject.
Mr. Wright. Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, I think this lady did it.
Oh my.
Yeah, fucking lady. No. Honey.
Oh,
Sweetie.
what about the...
No.
No.
So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him?
No, not at all.
Really? Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body. Oh my god, how is that a shock to you? What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking out of Mr. Karina's chest. Is this a revelation? Is this really? I feel like this is, like, really? Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man.
That's... Well, you see...
I thought it was a rubber knife. I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And also, the rubber weapon twist is for a different series. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. And your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. Rip. We'd call that getting outplayed, Sonny. You gotta put the thumb and the forefinger up to your chin. Hey, it looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt Ungard, is not guilty after all.
But it's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear. He's the one who killed Juan.
But you are the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself.
That's because...
Miss Andrews, I would give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
I refuse to testify. Okay.
Okay, so Matt's not guilty. Then there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt Ungard's innocence has clearly been demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last?
What's wrong, Phoenix?
Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. Now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt Ungard. Oh, for fuck's sake, Edgeworth! Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth? What are you? Witness, don't you understand yet? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt Ungard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party.
It's a lie. I don't believe you.
What?
I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Les would never be declared guilty.
What the world is she talking about? Has she lost it?
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared.
Jesus, Francisco, what did you say to this woman?
It's Francisco von Karma. Of course she is!
Yeah,
Of course she
as it
fucking
turns
is!
out, the physically abusive, scary lady scares people. How the fuck is she still a prosecutor? How is she not in jail?
I don't you remember Phoenix? She's von Karma's daughter.
Oh
Nothing to be a
fuck, she's a
bitch.
Von Karma simp.
Mr. Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself.
And right now, Miss Andrews is...
Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt Adler will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now, and Miss climbing onto them.
God damn it, even when she's not in the trial, Francisco's a pain in the ass. Then what should we do? It's the first time I've ever come across anything like this.
I want to say very big things about Francisca, but I'm gonna keep this inside of me.
What we have to do now is get her not guilty. That is my only priority.
It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help, please. Someone, help me.
I wonder if the guy with the last name DeKiller has anything to do with this case.
Probably.
Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Court can't continue like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right, I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Force Andrews to testify.
We have to.
I don't believe she's the real killer.
The killer set this up. This is a test. We have to force Andrews to testify. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you're really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Ongard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end?
Why? How dare you? You're trying to trick me.
That's enough! I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth.
You're wrong. Uh-oh. What is going on?
What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court.
Stop.
Mr. Edgeworth!
What is...
This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness.
What?
And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past.
Stop. Please stop.
No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. Secret or independent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world.
I beg you, if people find out, I'll...
If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Edgeworth, how could you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still-breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk. But please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped out his bottom. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume.
Stab the body with the knife? But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man.
What do you mean by all this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but... this is the truth.
The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. Never forget him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time? So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corrida, in the chest with the knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Angard for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. I don't fucking know. Press everything?
Yeah, I guess, because... I don't know.
You could tell from the state that the room was in there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say you didn't know he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf is a part of the German ninja costume, so I didn't think anything about this strange. His hair was also tied down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I would wake him up, and went to pour juice.
What is this plan you had?
I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point into the world. So I did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. And that's when I thought I should forge some evidence to pin this crime on Matt.
So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button.
The first thing that came to my mind was the plant, the knife.
That card. That was so you could get the knife, correct?
The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then...
So you were the one to stab the victim with that knife?
It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a hell of a thing I did. But at the time I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, when I stepped Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something.
Card. That's the card Maya found.
Yes. If I use the bottom somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect.
So you thought to rip off one of the buttons and plant it in Mr. Avantgarde's Akama?
Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go what they... Things never go that smoothly, don't they?
An inconvenience?
There was a woman with the camera at the radio, loitering in the hallway.
Lada. Willing to bet my spikes it was Lada.
Bet my spikes?
His hair.
There was also... Yeah, I know. There was also a woman with a ray gun and raided facing back and forth.
That's Miss Oldbag for you.
I had already been caught and made into the big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it in Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony.
You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct?
Yes, Juan wanted to wear the costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is this secret?
That's... I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in a Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. Angard's room and planted the button.
It's a Matt Hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up in the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out in the hotel and got rid of it.
My word, what does this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Angard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Francisca, huh?
She said that I should, under the circumstances, confess that I had done. That if I just keep quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain that she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor, the defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. Cross-examination of this witness is over. So is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please, let it go, Mr. Wright.
We can't.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, please place Mr. Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. Prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. It's over.
Over.
Today's trial. It's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth?
What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it?
Oh, this? Mr. Wright who asked about it. Also asked about it. Although I don't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room of that day.
The room? That day?
Yes,
It's a calling card.
I found this card when I discovered Juan's body.
Whoever kidnapped Maya put that card there.
It was lying there next to him.
You found that card next to the victim's body?
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if its card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
I'm going to strangle you. You're not guilty of murder, but I'm about to be. Minor Dipper, thank you for the follow. I'm about to kill this woman. Yeah, I guess not. It's still a strange card if you ask me. As far as a clue to this case, see why... Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly, inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time!
I didn't mean to. What is it all about?
Never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card, what in the world is it? What does it mean?
To be continued.
To be continued. I think that's a good place to end today's stream.
Yeah.
So, hell of a trial.
Today's trial was...
Well, a
awesome.
failure. We didn't get our
Yeah.
not guilty.
And,
But, it's not over yet. Hopefully. I suppose we'll
hopefully.
find out, won't we?
Because we have this card now, and it's probably gonna play some roles. So,
Here's hoping
we still
it
have
does.
some hope. Yeah.
But, till then, I will see you all next week on Saturday at 5 p.m. EST. We will continue Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Case 4. And on Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST, remember, we will be seeing the end of Yakuza Kiwami 2. And who knows, maybe next week we'll be seeing the end of this game as well. I guess you'll have to be there, won't you?
Yep. Until then,
Until then, Witchy, thank you for joining me. Chat, thank you for joining me. All of you that have decided to follow me, thank you. And I hope
It
to
was
see
a
you all
pleasure.
next time. Until then, I've been Jay of Tensoka Rose. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!
bye!